Back to my channel. My name is Mehek, back with the book of the week, The Once and Future of Witches. It's by Alix Harrow. It's a hardcover. Now, if you remember, I mentioned in my previous video, October is the month when I usually pick up a witchy read that revolves around witchcraft to kind of set myself in the Halloween mood. And I think this book ticked all the requirements. It had elements of drama, witchcraft, magic, and sisterhood. Talking about, and also if you watch Mist of Avalon movie by any chance, this book will completely give you that vibes. Coming back to the plot of the story now, it is set in America in the late 1800s. It revolves around these three Eastwood sisters. We have Agnes, we have Beatrice, and Juniper. The eldest one is Beatrice. She is a law-abiding sister. She's someone who works in a library and finds solace in her words and records that she keeps. The second sister is Agnes. She is the most thoughtful one. She's also someone who is pregnant out of wedlock. The last sister, the youngest one, is our hero. She's someone who is super strong and courageous. She's also someone who has lived a life tormented and with lots of pain, because of which she has this rage inside her and she's just waiting to put this rage to the best use. However, it's been 7 years that these sisters have really seen each other. That's because they have been separated because thanks to their abusive, cruel father. You can read more about it in the book, but that's not entirely the major premises of the book. But yes, it's been 7 years that they have met each other. Now, just to give you a background, now this book, the story starts in 1893. That's when witchcraft did not exist, but magic was around and witchcraft was around before that. Women used to practice witchcraft and they were witches. They used to use herbs and spells to help their family with certain illness. However, after the old Salem incident when the witches were burned, witchcraft almost wiped out. Women were not really practicing it out in the open. However, mothers were still, passing on these charms to their daughters, hiding them in the nursery rhymes or fairy tales, small charms to maybe mend something that is broken or help water from boiling, things like that. And this is the way, James, Juniper, Agnes, and Beatrice, these three have also been taught witchcraft thanks to their mother, thanks to their grandmother Mix. Their mother died when the last sister Juniper was born, but the grandmother ensured that these three sisters were taught some spells and charms and witchcraft. Now, like I said, they haven't seen each other from past 7 years. However, now in 1893, all three of them are united with the single purpose of bringing witchcraft and the old lost ways of Avalon back. During the time they unite, witchcraft is not existing. Women are being suppressed, and the suffragist movement is just happening and gaining momentum, where women are really trying or fighting hard for their right to vote. And what happens is, one evening, it's the eve of spring equinox in 1893, suddenly these three sisters are pulled. It's like a spell which kind of binded these three, and all three of them are pulled together at the same place at the same time in the town square. And just when they come together, what do they see? A magical, it's like the universe rips open and a tower emerges out of it. It's a magical tower. It's the Lost Way of Avalon. It was the home of the three most powerful witches in the history: the Maiden, the Maiden, the Witch, and the Crone. And the Maiden, the Mother, and the Crone. I think these three witches. And as soon as the tower appears, it suddenly goes into hiding again. Now, what this makes the three sisters realize is that the Lost Way of Avalon and the witchcraft does, or the magic does still exist in Salem. All they have to now figure out is how to bring it back together in order to give the women the rights that they deserve, whether, it is bringing it through witchcraft or the right to vote. Now, this involves them coming together and forming a bond. However, there is a lot of, like I said, there's hurt and betrayal and a lot of tension between these three sisters because they haven't met from past 7 years. But keeping that aside, they come together and now they have to master these hidden spells, you know, which are which has been hidden by these yesteryear witches in either in fairy tales and the nursery rhymes, and now they have to kind of compile these and master these spells. However, all this is not very easy. So while they're really trying hard to bring the lost ways of witchcraft back to Salem and back in their life, and also mend their and heal their sisterhood, there is the far-right religious group which is out in the town, and the politicians who are kind of targeting witches. So anything which is, you know, happening wrong in the city, whether it is poverty, diseases, these politicians and far-right religious groups are targeting witches, like always that we have heard in history, that the women and witches are blamed for anything wrong that is happening. But I think what is more important from all of this is a witch, a cruel and wicked witch who is in hiding. I mean, comes across as a commoner, but I'm not going to reveal the identity. But I think that was the best part of the book. You can say the climax. There's a witch in hiding who really wants to hold, who wants these three sisters to find the lost way of Avalon and witchcraft, and at the end of the day wants to hoard this entire magic and you know, just target these three sisters. And that was, I think, the best part, the climax, where all this tension is happening and the witch is finally exposed. So at the end of the day, the sisters are forced to take dramatic actions to also find the lost way of Avalon witchcraft, to preserve it, to make sure that it does not fall in the wrong hands, and at the same time ensure that, you know, it's after 7 years they found this special bond that they all three share, and they don't want to lose on that. So a lot is at stake. The dramatic action that they take, which is towards the ending, is something that you would not expect. It's not a happy ending necessarily, but you know, it's a very satisfying ending to the book. This is what is the major plot of the book. I thoroughly enjoyed the characters of the book, the three sisters. I think it's fleshed out very well. You would find yourself rooting for all these three sisters. It is a feminist book, I would say, which has touched upon various themes, whether it is right for black women, queer women, and even rights for working women. The author has explored all these themes in this book. And like I said, you know, in the start, that if you are someone who likes elements of witchcraft, who likes elements of feminism and drama and family, you will thoroughly enjoy this book. Although it's 500 plus pages, I think it really kept me hooked. However, just one issue I had, like where pages where there was a lot of tension and drama and events happening, I thoroughly enjoyed it because I was turning the pacing was very good, is what I mean. But there were few chapters where the pacing, you know, there's not much happening, but the pacing was really slow. So if you're someone who gets agitated with slow pacing, you might want to, you know, you would get like, okay, come on, you know, move fast with the book. But I think towards the end, when the witch in hiding is exposed, everything happens just so quickly, and I think those were the best chapters in the book. Amazing pacing, amazing drama, and the ending was so satisfying. Overall, I think I definitely recommend this book to each one of you. Perfect for October, but I think just anytime, just pick it up and you won't be disappointed. That's all on this book from my side. If you have read the book, please let me know in the comments what was your experience. If you have not read the book, I hope my review you know, helps you decide if you want to pick this book or not. Like always, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content. I'm going to see you next week with another title. Till then, happy reading. Bye bye.